What's up, guys? So I finished putting everything in the Raptor. When I get a car or a truck or whatever it is I get, I normally add a whole bunch of stuff to it, like a medical kits and all kinds of stuff, which I am going to do another video on my everyday carry for the truck. But for now, I'm just going to add a few mods that I normally do to all my vehicles, but more specifically this Raptor. So prior to this Raptor, this is a 2025 Raptor 801A package. Prior to this one, I did have a 2022 Raptor 801A as well. And then prior to that one, I did have a 2020 Raptor. And I just kind of felt like the interior is the same. It has about the same size. So I went ahead and used a lot of the same items I used on my other Raptors on this one. And I wanted to share that with you guys. So nothing too crazy. All these items are very inexpensive. You can find them on Amazon or Walmart or anything. But I feel like they've made a huge difference in my daily driving of this truck. So I was like, I'm just going to make a video about it. So one of the things is when we all get a new truck or a new vehicle, like it doesn't have tint, so we all go straight to the tint shop and get our car tinted. So here in California where I live, I'm back and forth between California and Arizona, and honestly California is getting just as hot. The basic tint is going to be good enough to cover the sun, but the ceramic tint is just going to help with that heat, and that temperature is going to keep the vehicle cool. Now, a lot of states don't allow you to put tint in the windshield, which a lot of us still do. But if you don't want to do that and you don't want to risk getting a ticket or fix-it ticket or anything like that, then this item is going to be perfect for you. Obviously, you can't drive with this, so if you have your tinted windshield, that's cool. But if you park your vehicle for a long period of time, if you go out to eat or with family or to events or whatever, and your car is sitting in the sun, I like this Sunshade better than your generic foldable one that you kind of don't know where to put in your car. You just throw it in the back seat. This one is small enough that fits on the side pocket of the Raptor. So the way this one works, it's pretty much like an umbrella. You're just going to go ahead and open it, and you're going to put it on your front windshield. And that's going to kind of keep the heat away from the front of the cabin and keep your vehicle cool from inside. So pairing this along with your ceramic tint is going to make a huge difference. It's not going to keep your car very cool, but it's not going to be as crazy as if you were to not use this. So that's why I really like this. It's so small and it fits on the side perfectly fine. All right, the next thing is going to be a phone mount. Now, I know a lot of people that have the F-150 will use that mount that kind of goes on the edge here, and you can attach your phone. The thing with that is that I don't like that it covers the AC vent. It kind of bothers me. I want to be able to use my AC vent just fine. So I went ahead and picked up this squash mount. I've had this one since my last 2022 Raptor. I went ahead and just bought another sticky mounting thing. But this one's cool because it does have these little slits on it where it'll kind of follow a bend. So if you have a bend on your dash, it'll kind of follow it and stick on it just fine. But this one uses MagSafe, so if my phone is MagSafe compatible, so just throw my phone on there. And when I'm sitting and driving, I can see about 70% of my phone, and I can just see all my notifications. If I get an important phone call or text, or if my cameras are going off, I can see what's going on. I normally don't like putting my phone here because it gets in the way, especially with the cable. If I have drinks or if I'm driving with two people and there's drinks here, it's just kind of a mess. So I like just putting my cable on this side and then having my phone plugged in this way. That way it stays out of the way. All right, the next thing, you don't see it, but my screen here has a big old glass screen protector. Now, my 2022 Raptor, I ended up making a huge mistake. I took it to like a car wash place, and whoever was wiping the screen on my other Raptor ended up scratching it. I don't know. I guess they might have used a rag that had like pieces of metal or little things or something on it, but it ended up leaving a whole bunch of micro scratches on my screen, and it kind of sucked. But I went ahead and just added like a glass screen protector, so now if I wanted to, I could just use anything, and if it gets scratched up or ugly, I could just take that off and put a new one if I wanted to. So it's not really a must, but I just like having that extra layer of protection because these screens are super huge, so I rather just protect that screen. Since we're in front of the car, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about a dash cam. It doesn't have to be this specific dash cam, just get a dash cam, and get a dash cam that has the option to remove the SD card. There's some dash cams out there that have like internal memory, and I don't recommend those because a lot of those cameras are kind of wonky. If they break or they just don't work anymore, for you to get that footage out is going to be extremely difficult. Whereas this one, if the camera breaks or stops working or whatever, I could just pull that SD card out and hopefully get the footage out that way. So get a camera. This is the Garmin Mini. I believe now they have a Garmin Mini 3 because this is a really old one, but I tested this one. It works just fine. But the Garmin Mini 3 goes for around 140 bucks. but they constantly go on sale for like 110. I was gonna get it, but I tried this one out. I checked the footage and it works perfectly fine. So just get a dash cam and make sure you're able to take the SD card out. All right, so moving on to the bed of the truck, I do have a Gator ETX bed cover. This is probably my favorite mod of this whole video because of how much gas I save. So prior to this, I was averaging about 12.5 miles per gallon before I got the bed cover. And then I threw it on, and then I took a trip to Arizona like 2 weeks ago, and I was averaging 14.5 to 15 miles per gallon. And that was perfect. Now that I'm back at home, I've been driving this thing around the city for the past 2 weeks. I'm getting 13.9. That's still far better than 12.5. So I'll take that any day. Aside from that too, is that the soft bed cover, you can actually roll it all the way to the end of the bed and it'll stay out of the way. You're able to use your truck as a truck and it's perfectly fine. So that's why I really like this bed cover compared to like the backflip. If you have a backflip and you fold it all the way open, you know that final fold is going to kind of get in the way of your rear window. So I never like that. Those Diamondbacks are really safe and secure, but you kind of lose the function of having a truck. Like you have that thing in the way. So that's why I don't like the retractable ones. Like those metal retractable ones are cool too. They're kind of bulky and they sit in the back of the truck and they're kind of heavy. So that's why I like this one. It's super light. I'm able to cover the bed of the truck. If I have anything that I don't want anybody to see, I could just close my bed cover. And the only way to open it or to access the latch is if the tailgate is open anyways. All right, so the last mod would be a bed bar. So the bed bar is super useful, at least for me it is, because I carry a lot of plano boxes, a lot of Pelican cases. So when I use the bed bar, kind of ratchet it down to whatever size that I would want and create another little section of the bed where all those boxes will not be shifting around or moving as I'm driving. So the bed bar is super, super useful for me. Maybe something you might want to look into if you're driving pretty crazy on the trail and you don't want your stuff to be moving around. All right, so that's going to be it. If you guys have any other recommendations or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Hopefully I'll make the other video on the EDC of the truck because there is a bunch of stuff that I do carry. So I'll talk to you guys later.